energy you didn't necessarily know that you had.
Exactly. And Nikishin has been on this piece more than anyone on the circuit, probably. And he doesn't have to fence as many bouts as Pereira has. He, is the top 16 fencer, number 2 in the world. He's only fencing the second day bouts, whereas Pereira has been fencing very hard since day one. But he's young, in very great shape, and these two have fenced each other many, many times. So it should be a good match, and I'm sure Pereira would love to get his revenge for once.
Well, he looks very much up for it. They managed to bring the fencers out without bringing their kit bags. And out they come now.
Pereira actually gave Nikishin a very hard time at World Championships. I remember watching it in the call room, and I believe he was up 3 or 4 points. I turned my head, and before you know it, Nikishin just closed the bout out very quickly.
Well, Pereira's going to have another go tonight. This is our second semifinal, men's épée, and our first épée Grand Prix of the FIE season, and our first Grand Prix of the FIE season. Referee for this match is Heb Ben Shaban of Tunisia, Jolt Pop of Switzerland, our video referee. So what should we look for here?
Well, I think we all know Nikishin and how strong his defense is. Pereira has these amazing angulations with his French grip, so he can hit some very interesting lines. But it's nothing Nikishin hasn't seen before, so.
Well, Nikishin is 38 years old. And Pereira is 23. Now, when you consider that Geza Imre won the World Championships at the age of 41, and then a silver medal at the Olympics at the age of 42, that's, is that really important? Experience, I think, is just as important as age, especially in fencing.
Especially in men's épée, experience is way more important than everything, I think. As another young fencer, you can feel the difference between experience and youthful energy, and experience normally wins that bout. It would almost seem in men's épée at 38 years old, you're at your peak.
You're at your peak. Yeah?
I mean, Nikishin is number 2 in the world and held that number 1 title for a very long time. I don't think he has any issues keeping up with any young guys.
Well, Yulen Pereira picking up that attack. And that's a big circular riposte.
Could be unexpected from a French grip fencer for them to take a parry.
Now, why would he have stopped the match there?
Nikishin thought he hit. He wanted to check his weapon.
All right.
I actually saw once in Doha, Nikishin lost 15-14 because his body card came out.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, we all do. And unfortunately, it's our responsibility.
Power from Nikishin.
That was a great parry post. Set it up to the fake attack, and then pick the parry. Pereira knows it.
Yeah, Nikishin with another big parry, but Pereira able to fashion a double out of that.
Even with that French grip, Pereira is a really strong fencer, physically strong. It's not so easy to overpower him.
And that will end our first period. A strong start from Yulen Pereira. A strong finish from Bogdan Nikishin. What do you make of it so far?
You know, I've seen these two fence each other many times, and Pereira's actually been up in the beginning a lot of these bouts, so sometimes it takes Nikishin a little bit of time to figure out what's going to go on, so this is still anyone's match, but Pereira looks lovely, scoring amazing touches, and Nikishin is working his way back into the bout. But he's only down by one, so. Even as a strong defensive fencer, we know how good his attack is too.
Well, we will see what our second round brings. Double. We're trying that ducking evasive maneuver, but Nikishin able to land his hit.
Great action from Nikishin, trying to make a flush on Pereira's flat feet, but he knows to duck when there's nothing left to do.
Earlier in his career, and especially in his youth, he was known for sort of constantly ducking and jumping up and down and moving about the piste. But, oh, that was nice.
That was that angle.
That just under the guard.
Yep. He has a strong hand touch.
Oh, yeah.
Attacking preparation. Not sure if Nikishin missed.
Oh, big battle there inside.
It's a rare moment to see Nikishin rush. A little bit of luck from there, Pereira. He took parry 8 and hit the foot.
Well, we're only halfway through this second period, and it has not gone well for Bogdan Nikishin.
He's made a comeback on Pereira from much larger deficits, so it's still anyone's game.
Oh, this is getting...
That's going to be a card for sure. It might be a red even. But you can see the strength of Pereira. He couldn't get the repos. And I think that's going to be a red.
Card.
I think it's going to be a red, yep.
So, to add injury to insult, Nikishin gives up a hit on that. Let's look at it here.
Let's see here. Yeah.
Well, they just punched him in the mask.
To the chest. You can see, even with that French grip, how strong Pereira was holding off that 6 from Nikishin.
Well, Nikishin needs to be really careful about letting his frustration get to him.
Another angulation to the hand from Pereira. It's very unusual to see Nikishin frustrated.
He needs to start channeling it into some hits and not giving hits up on red cards.
Well, you said never count on an Italian fencer, never count on Nikishin.
Frustration really starting to show. Another double. And things looking pretty grim for world number 2. Oh no. Is this another card? It is.
Man, what is going on here?
All right, so he pulled the card out but did not give it.
I think Nikishin is upset about these infights.
Video review.
Do we get a replay here?
Yep.
You know, it's difficult sometimes to get a replay without a touch, so we may not actually get the replay.
There we go.
Oh, here we go.
Well,
But
I felt like Pereira stepped
Pereira
into
actually
him.
stepped in, so yes. You see the frustrated Pereira.
He turned his shoulder into his
turned
mask.
his shoulder into mask. Yes. Yeah.
Let's see what the referee has to say about this.
You know, it's hard sometimes, you know. Nikishin's such a strong guy. It looks like he's the aggressor in the situation. But it doesn't look intentional from Pereira either, though. You see his teammate here looking real nervous for Pereira. Yeah.
All right, nothing given. He resets them where they were.
I like that. I think Nikishin was upset with that because it happened twice. You see, gave a hand sign to Pereira. You know, there's so many small things that happen in those infights with fencers at such a high level.
Nice from Nikishin, and it couldn't come at a better time. Only 2 seconds remaining in the second period, and I think that Nikishin can use a break here. And just as importantly, it's a 4-point match instead of a 6-point match.
Right, that's right. Still anyone's game.
So what does Nikishin have to do here?
Score touches. No.
Well, we know that.
But, well, first off, he needs to calm himself down, make sure he doesn't get into any more situations where he can potentially get a card. He needs to start pushing more, grabbing the blade of Pereira.
Well, the referees have all gathered together, and now the two alternate referees are going to either side of the piste as assesseurs to observe everything in case there's any more funny business.
Right. The issue is that in these infighting positions at these high level, people can do so many sneaky things that it's really hard to see. So,
well, we've got all eyes on this match. Third and final period, second semifinal, winner through to the gold medal match, and world number 2, Bogdan Nikishin, in a world of hurt. All right, we've hit the 15-second mark, and as that clock ticks down in the middle, if it hits 2 minutes, we're going to have a non-combativity call. It does not. But just as importantly, not only has Pereira gotten the hit, but almost a minute has come off the clock. Time that Bogdan Nikishin needs.
oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, it is not Bogdan Nikishin's night.
Amazing foot touch. See from the fake right there. He checked for a
Nikishin
response.
just, you see his hand.
He's telling his coach to give it up. Okay.
Yeah, nice from Nikishin there. But Yulen Pereira only one hit away. A trip to the gold medal match against Yannick Burrell.
I think Nikishin tried to sell that a little bit.
Is this not going to be given?
You can see Nikishin try to sell it a little bit. We will call that a flop.
Well, he waited maybe a couple of seconds too late. And we do have super slow-mo, so we can...
That might have been the first flop in fencing I've ever seen.
It needs some practice. He's not going to get a call for that. All right, that is it. Yulen Pereira
Oh, man.
into the gold medal match. It is bronze tonight for Bogdan Nikishin. And I'm sure he will be disappointed, but it's another medal for Bogdan Nikishin, but a very big night for Yulen Pereira. Any final thoughts on that match?
That was an exciting match, you know. It's really unusual to see Nikishin frustrated or even so flustered like that. So Pereira fences really well. He didn't let any of the bullying distract him. And he finally got his revenge. And this might be the first time he took him out.
What a time and a place to do it.
Yeah. And Pereira is making his first final at a Grand Prix.
And there it is officially. Yulen Pereira, 15-9 over Bogdan Nikishin.
Oh, we got another flop.